All right, what's up, you guys? We're gonna get right into this one. Um, how many books should you be reading? It's a very popular question. A lot of people are saying you should read one book a day. Some people say one book a week, 24 books a year, whatever it is. I'm gonna let you know my opinion on it. But first, I want you to click the subscribe button below, click the notification bell, and comment below and let me know how many books you read, whether it be a day, a week, a year, however you want to do the mathematics. Let me know how many books you read in the comments below. So let's get started. So I like to say that it's important that it's not how many books you read. You can read a book a day, you can read a book a week, you can read a book every month. It doesn't matter. What matters is are you reading it effectively? Are you learning from it? Are you processing it? If you read a book a day and you forget everything you read, what did you really accomplish? Now, if you can read a book a day and you read that same book every day for a week, then you might be able to process it better and process it more effectively by reading the same material over and over again so that it really gets embedded in your head. You see, if you read more effectively, then you'll get more knowledge, and it doesn't matter how many books you read. It matters how effective is your ability to gain knowledge and to use the knowledge that you've gained. So to me, how many books you read isn't important. And I think reading one book a day is just a way of people saying, hey, look how smart I am. Look how fast I read. I'm better than you. And you should read a book a day because that'll make you just as good as I am because I'm so perfect. So basically, I mean, it's just like one of those fad things where it's like, oh, read a book a day, you'll get so smart. Oh, to be smart, you got to read a book a day. And really, it's just a great marketing technique because people are going to be like, oh, how do you read a book a day? Oh, how does it work? How can I do that? I want to read a book a day. And most likely, it's something that 90% of the people who are watching it are never going to do. It's just interesting to see people's opinion on how to read a book a day. So that's why I don't suggest reading a book a day. Like, how much can you really learn if you're reading a book a day? Unless if it's like Dr. Seuss and it's a 10-page book. Like if you're reading a real intelligent book that's going to help you in life, you're probably not going to read it in one day. Unless if you have, 8 hours to spend and no job and, you're retired and you just want to, sit and read books all day, then yeah, reading a book a day is very possible. But for the majority of us with jobs and, working or, we have projects that we want to complete or we have lives, we're not going to read a book a day. I suggest at least 30 minutes a day. That's what I aim for, 30 minutes a day. That's a good amount of time for me to read a book. 30 minutes a day. If it's a weekend and I'm bored and there's nothing to do, I'll read for 2 or 3 hours. But for the most part, I do try to read 30 minutes every day, 15 minutes at the least, just to keep my mind fresh, especially if I'm on a good book that I want to continue to read and keep learning from it. So number 2 is, like I was saying, basically, how busy are you? That's going to determine how many books you can read per day or per week or per year. If you have a big project going on, why stress yourself out to read a book in a month when you're working like 16 hours a day trying to create this film or trying to write a book and you're just super busy in it? Why waste this time? Unless if the book is doing something towards what you're doing in the project that you need help with along the way. But I'll get into that one next. But yeah, it really depends on how busy you are and how much time you can dedicate each day to reading a book and learning something. You know, for most people, you'll find 15 minutes, taking a lunch break, drinking a cup of coffee and, taking half an hour to read a book and sip on some coffee or sip on some tea or, at the dinner table, and you're eating, you can probably find a little bit of time to read if you want, or turn off the TV, read a little bit. So how busy are you what does your day look like? And that's how you want to base how much you're going to read. So it doesn't matter. Just, take a book, read it, soak it in carefully. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to be like, oh, I read a book a day. No, say I understand books. I read one book a month, but I understand it very carefully, and I use the knowledge I gained from the book into my real life, and that's going to be more impressive, and that's going to be more effective in the long run. So number 3 is, what are you learning? A lot of people, and it's fine to read books just for fun too, but for the majority of people like me, I like to read to learn something. So to me, it's more effective to read what is going to be effective in your life. So you may not even want to read a book. Maybe you want to spend 30 minutes a day on Google searching how to speak better, how to have more of a video presence. If you're working on writing a book, you might want to Google how to structure a book, how to start a book, how to get published. And you can read books on this too, how to get published. When you're in the process and you've already finished the book, now you want to read on how to get published. So like, what are you learning? Because you can read a book a day, but it's not really going to help you in your life. Now, if you're like, all right, I want to go on this diet plan and I really need to understand how dieting works, let me get a book on how to burn belly fat, so I can start taking the right action towards it. And this way you can read, interact with the book, and actually take action, and the reading that you're doing is effective. So you can read one book a day that whole week, but if none of it relates to what you're trying to do in your life right now, then you're not really learning anything, and that knowledge isn't going to be used. So when that knowledge is actually being read right then and there, and you're using it right then and there, it's going to be very effective, and it's going to stick with you for a long time. But see, what happens is we read the wrong book that doesn't correlate with what we're doing in our lives right now. So what happens is we read it, we forget about it, and then 6 months down the road, when we have to come back to that subject, we have to read the book all over again because we forgot what we read, and now we have to get it fresh in our minds again. So it's important to read what you're working on right now so it's fresh in your mind. You can use it as soon as you're done reading the book, and you can learn a lot. So like I said, subscribe with the red button below. Click the notification bell. That way you don't have to look through your subscription list. You'll know right away when a video comes up. And comment below and let me know how many books you read. That's going to be a great conversation for anyone in the comment box, and I'm going to love it also because I love to hear everyone's opinion. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment. See you next time.